The world was in shock when Notre Dame Cathedral was ravaged by a fire 3 years ago. The good news, there is hope to restore this legendary landmark to its former glory. Millions of people can thank art historian Andrew Tallon. Years before the fire broke out, he collected over 1 billion points of data that are now helping restore the Gothic icon. This is Tallon's incredible story. Notre Dame was a lifelong obsession for Andrew Tallon.
And if I grabbed it with my fingers right here, I probably dare not, but woo, this would just pop right off.
Here you see the Belgian art historian walking around the 850-year-old cathedral before the fire. He was recording a 360-degree video, which explains why the image looks a bit distorted.
Another interesting detail, you can just see about this, a bit of lead. That was often used as a joint between edge-bedded elements such as this.
Tallon used a laser beam scanning technology to map Notre Dame. He created a giant cloud with over 1 billion recorded data points, which he then linked to the photos of the scanned areas.
Andrew became fascinated with the cathedral from a very young age. His work there in trying to create a global laser survey, that is really what makes his work stand out there. So we are still reaping the benefits of that effort from 2010 and 2012.
The grand cathedral at the heart of Paris has been an inspiration. From the 19th century novel The Hunchback of Notre Dame and Disney's later film adaptation, to the video game Assassin's Creed Unity.
It goes back to connecting with the past in a kind of way, to sort of very intricately see what else can you learn about a building from a building itself. He scanned not just Notre Dame, but like dozens, if not hundreds of cathedrals from Sweden to Spain. Notre Dame was, I think, a crown jewel in a lot of ways.
Scanning historic buildings was Tallon's passion. Tragically, he passed away due to brain cancer only months before the disastrous Notre Dame fire, destroying the ceiling and the spire as well as internal woodwork. A big part of the reconstruction plan is based on Tallon's work.
It is one of several records that we have of the pre-fire state of Notre Dame. And this is, of course, critically important as the decision was made to restore the building identically.
Notre Dame's restoration teams combined Tallon's models with further scans done after the fire, resulting in this impressive 3D model. US software developer Autodesk provides a cloud-based data platform for everyone involved in rebuilding the Notre Dame. Autodesk's so-called building information modeling gives all stakeholders access to the latest plans, making it easier to plan construction work. For example, calculating how many oak trees need to be felled to replace Notre Dame's spire. Notre Dame is scheduled to reopen in 2024, just in time for the Summer Olympics in Paris. France is determined to restore the cathedral true to its original design, the one that Andrew Tallon marveled at before the fire.
If you'll look up with me here, that colonnade right at the corner, right next to the head, you see, of the flying buttress, just behind it you can see a sort of brown-colored patch of masonry. That's a mastic that was invented in, I haven't forgotten exactly when, in the 30s, I think, of the 19th century.
He has done Notre Dame an invaluable service, as well as to the millions of people who visit Paris every year. His passion is a work of genius which contributed to restoring a historic landmark, one that will hopefully stand for another 850 years, keeping Andrew Tallon's legacy alive.